Hi friends, myself Arnab Kundu. You are watching my channel Technical Arquen. Today I will discuss on machine learning. Right? Do you know how Netflix or YouTube seems to know what you want to watch next? It is just they read your mind, but it is not magic. It is machine learning. Right? Today I will discuss three types of machine learning techniques: supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. Right? Also I will discuss label data and unlabeled data. When we talk about the label data means input value comes with associated output or target value, means the output is known and they come in form of input output pair. Right? Whereas unlabeled data means input value is present but the output or target value is unknown. So in that case we are using grouping or clustering method. Okay, so go to the computer screen, slide by slide I will discuss today's topic elaborately. So let's dive in. So friends, today we will discuss the introduction to machine learning, means how machines learn. Okay. So at first we should know what is machine learning. Machine learning, or in short known as ML, is a part of artificial intelligence that allows computers to learn from data and make decisions or predictions without being programmed with exact rules. Right? ML teaches computers how to learn from experience just like humans do. Right? How it works actually. First, it's collect data. For example, suppose 1000 emails are there and we find out from this email which emails are spam and which are not. Right? So this is the first case. Second is the train model. The machine learns from the data, means the past or historic data. According to the example, there is 1000 emails are labeled with spam email and non-spam email. Right? From there, these data should be go for the training for a model is concerned. And third one is test the model. Check if it gives correct results on unseen data from the data set, means from the past data is concerned. Actually what happened? For conventional, if there is 100 data is there, for past data is there, the historical data is concerned, from there 80% just go for training and 20% go for testing. So train a model using 80% of data out of 1000, means 800 goes for training a model, and 20% means 200 emails goes for test the model. And the fourth step, make predictions, means use the model to detect spam or non-spam in real time, means totally new data or totally new email should be given to the machine and it predicts according to the whatever it train and test according to the past data. It will predict the new data which is not present within this 1000 email and it predict it's a spam or not spam. Right? So in that way actually ML model works. Right? Now we talk about three types of machine learning. First one is supervised learning, second one is unsupervised learning, and third one for reinforcement learning. When we talk about the supervised learning, there should another thing is that they work with labeled data, and for unsupervised learning it work with unlabeled data. What is labeled data and what is unlabeled data? Labeled data means input value comes with associated result or target value, means the output is known and they come input output pair. Right? And for unsupervised learning using unlabeled data means the input value is present but the output or target value is unknown. Right? So in that case we are using the clustering or grouping, this type of method. Right? And reinforcement learning is just self-taught. Right? So for supervised learning is given description is learn from label data, means input output pair, known outputs are there. Example, email spam detection. Unsupervised learning, find hidden patterns because the output is unknown. That's why finding pattern, cluster, group, they should form before prediction, right? An example, customer segmentation. And reinforcement learning, already told, self-taught means learn by trial and error. Means when do the good prediction, reward. If not good prediction, give the punishment. So in that way it will learn more. So self-taught is concerned for the reinforcement learning is concerned. Examples, self-driving cars, games like that, right? So application of machine learning like voice assistants like Siri, Alexa, face recognition in photos, right? Online recommendation, YouTube, Netflix. Just think about how Netflix or YouTube seems to know what you want to watch next. Actually, it's look like that they read your mind, but actually it's not a magic. It's done by the machine learning, means they are trained. And how its training is going on for YouTube and Netflix is concerned, actually according to your interest, according to your choice, whatever video you are watching in past, they trained on that, and that training data they recommend this type of videos you may watch later, right? So that's why they're predicting your choice as their recommendation, right? So in that way ML model is actually works, right? Next one is disease prediction in healthcare, also stock market predictions. So machine learning is the brain behind modern AI, right? It helps computers learn from data, improve over time and make intelligence decisions, right? Now we talk about the types of machine learning. The first is the supervised learning. So machine learning can be divided three main types. So first one, supervised learning. The machine learns from label data where input and output pairs are there. Output is known. So how it works? You give the machine data with answers. It learns the relationship between input and output. It can then predict the output for new data. Example, a data set of fruits with color and size and fruit name is the output. Suppose you give for machine for learn, means the machine learns suppose red and small. So when they learn these two attribute for any fruits concern, it predict is a cherry, right? So in that way the supervised learning is going on, right? So used in email spam detection, stock price prediction, medical diagnosis, sentimental analysis, right? Now the another types is unsupervised learning. The machine learns from unlabelled data without any given answer, means the output or target value is unknown. So how it works? The machine looks for pattern or groups in the data, maybe cluster maybe. It does not know the correct output. It finds structure by itself. Example, grouping customers based on shopping behavior, customer segmentation. The machine might group people into three categories: budget buyers, regular shopper and premium buyers, right? Used in especially this unsupervised learning, market segmentation, recommender systems, anomaly detection like fraud detection, right? And the third one is concerned about reinforcement learning, means self-taught. So the machine learns by doing, using rewards and punishment. When predict correct output, reward it. If predict wrong, punished. Okay, how it works? An agent interacts with an environment. It tries different actions and learns which ones give the best results. Goal, maximize rewards over time, right? Means maximum success will come from there for prediction is concerned. Example, a robot learns to walk or play a game by trying and learning from the success or failure, right? So used in where? Self-driving cars, robotics, etc. So this is given the table. Supervised learns from label data, output is known, yes. Key application, classification and prediction. So for unsupervised learning, the learn from the unlabelled data, that means the output is unknown. So key application for unsupervised learning is concerned clustering, pattern mining or grouping, right? And reinforcement learning learns from interaction, right? And output is reward signal. And key applications, games, robotics, automations, right? Now we talk about the ML models. So two models we have discussed today. One is the linear regression and another is the decision tree. Okay. So linear regression is concerned, what it does actually, it predicts a numerical value continuous output based on input data by drawing a straight line that best fits the data points. Example, predict a student's exam score based on the number of study hours, right? So the model finds a line like score equal to 15 cross hours plus 30. So from this table some study hours is given, and according to the study hour the exam score will be there, means exam marks is given out of 100. If 1 hour is studied, so 45 out of 100, 2 hours 15 is going on. So this is like a y equal to mx plus c. So some expression is given, from there we get the output, right? So used in like predicting house prices, estimating sales or revenue, forecasting temperatures, right? Now we talk about the decision tree, the another ML model. What it does, that it makes decision by asking questions and forming a tree-like structure with branches for each choice. Example, predict whether a person will buy a car based on age and income. Means a person have the age and have the income, according to the input it will predict the person can buy a car or not. So this is a decision, yes or no, in that way. Used in medical diagnosis, loan approval system, customer decision predictions, right? So in that way, if income is greater than 50,000, so yes or no, in that way we are checking. If age is greater than 25, then car may buy. In that cases we use this model decision trees, right? Now the another thing show you, which is Google Colab, shortly for co-laboratories. Google Colab is free cloud-based platform provided by Google and is designed to help us to write and execute Python code in web browser. Okay, so I will just show the interface of the Google Colab. For my upcoming video I will show you how to code within this Google Colab is concerned. Okay, so what it does actually, it lets you write and run Python code in the cloud for free. Great for trying real ML libraries like scikit-learn and TensorFlow. I will show in my upcoming videos, because these libraries are needed when we code in ML or DL program is concerned, right? How to learn a real ML model coding, data visualization, Python libraries for ML. So these platforms help you experience how ML works from training to testing. Great for class projects, workshops and self-learning, right? So now I am just already logged in within my Google account, and you also logged in your Google account, and then just open your drive, the Google Drive, just open it, and from there in the left side the option is there new, just click into there and just go to the more, and within the more the option is there Google Co-Laboratory. If this option is not present in your Google Drive, so in that case then you just go to that section, get add-ons, just click on this plus, just write this name Google Colab, so just write Colab, so it's automatically come, and now select it, and in my system it's already installed. So in case your system is concerned it's not installed, just install it. After installation you see in this particular option in the more section is there Google Colab, Google Co-Laboratory. Okay, just click on that. So now the interface will open, and it's a free cloud-based platform provided by the Google, and here we can write the Python code, we can run, we can execute everything. No need to install any software in your system. Okay, so this is the first case. You can put the name. For Google Colab is concerned, the extension for Python is .ipynb. Okay, suppose we just write here test, the file name, and suppose we just draw a pictorial representation using matplotlib. We already do lots of program on that, so just write in that way, import matplotlib, this particular module dot pyplot, this submodule as plt, just alias, and then we just write in that way, and actually we draw a pictorial line graph where the x-axis contain the study hours and y-axis contain the marks. Okay, so in that we just write plt dot plot, and then we just use two list, suppose given 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, and on that basis put some marks. So if study hours is 5, suppose 70, 6 80 out of 100, 7 90, and for 8 hours suppose 99. Okay, so this is our value we are provided, and now we just write in that way plt dot title, and then just write study hour versus marks. Okay, And now we just write the label, x-axis label and y-axis label, just write already given, so we just choose the everything. So x label is study hours, y label is marks, and show the graph in the line graph is concerned. Okay, and just go to file and save it. And now if we just run it using this button, just click into there, just generate the graph, line graph here. Just see the line graph is given into there. The title is study hour versus marks. The x-axis contain the study hours and the y-axis contain the marks. So in that we can write the program here very easily. And actually what happened, this Google Colab is so much useful for ML program and DL program. Means for any AI coding is concerned, we can do here, because ML coding have lots of resources needed, which is already given by the Google Colab within the Google cloud-based platform. And we just use the platform because it's a free, because we already know for Google is concerned they give 15 GB free for use. So from this 15 GB they are using this area to store your data for Google Colab file is concerned, whatever. Okay, so in my upcoming videos, so I will give more and more examples within this Google Colab is concerned. Okay, so in my next video I will discuss role of data in AI, types of data in AI, and also talk about big data. So today I will discuss lots of machine learning. If you have some doubts for today's video is concerned, just write in the comment section. I will try to solve this problem. Those who are still not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. Keep watching Technical Aeroplane for more videos, and keep watching Technical Aeroplane because more AI, ML, DL video will come very short time. So today up to this. Thank you and bye bye.